2, 1.
The following Pulpery podcast is brought to you by The Goddamn Sauce. Go to thegdsauce.com for details to order all the sauces to replace your ordinary condiments. Welcome to the Pulpery Sportscast with Brock and Ben. This podcast is where we discuss the sports headlines that intrigue us and those little stories that enrage us.
What is also bonkers is Chris Olave. Is that what we're calling him? Just Olave? Is that how you say his last name?
Yeah.
Just Olave.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it right.
Seems wrong for some reason.
Well, because you mispronounce everything. So when you get it right, you don't think you got it right.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. From Ohio State, right?
Yeah.
Lattimore.
Like,
and
yeah.
I loathe
Half of our team is Notre Dame and Ohio State alums.
Okay, that's what I thought. Where'd DeMario Davis go?
I forget, but neither of those.
Cam?
Nor did Cam, no. Cam was Cal.
Went to Cal,
yeah.
Okay, sorry, now that we've gone through the college history of our players. Tyrann Mathieu went to LSU.
Right.
The Saints, it was sloppy.
Yeah.
But it's the first, The defense kept them in the game. And, and held Derrick Henry in check for the most part. Yeah,
other than a couple of bust-out runs, but never anything for a touchdown.
No. Like, we kept him contained. I bet he rushed for over 100 yards, though. Maybe not. But the defense looked good. You saw the clip of, and, we watched the game, but DeMario running him over. You saw that?
Yeah. That takes a lot.
He tried to block him, and DeMario was like, no, Doug. I'm good. I'm good. Here, you have a seat, and I'm going to go try to tackle your quarterback. It was fucking brutal. Anyway, I'm trying to pull it up to see how many rushing yards they had. So, Derek Carr, 23 of 33, touchdown.
I'll take that.
Yeah, he didn't throw an interception, right?
At least one.
We fumbled the ball.
You were out finishing the burgers. Remember, you walked in and like, because we were all quiet and like
that was an okay. Yeah. So one touchdown, one interception.
Yeah. But it's like the interception looked like it was an old, St. Louis Rams play, like where he was throwing to a spot.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
they were
our guy was not there, but their guy was. So
it happens. The fumble tip ball, dude. Michael Thomas was wide open, and you could see that's where he was going, but the ball got knocked out of his hand.
Yeah,
it was probably a fumble. But, they made up for that call later with the pass interference. So, yeah, I'm okay with that. How do I get there?
Well, I mean,
Derrick Henry had 63 yards.
Wow.
That's it.
That's impressive.
Right?
Yeah. Well, and the fact that...
They had 104 rushing yards on the day.
Well, I'll say, I'll prefer a squeaker to open the year.
Yeah, me too.
Because that should jazz the team more than a blowout.
I don't want a blowout.
Going like, we got this.
Yeah, no. I want to be, especially since Atlanta won and Tampa won, I just let us kind of hang out.
Yeah.
Fine, everybody else can look at the spotlight.
Yeah, I'm fine with being sneaky.
Yeah, me too, because that's how we won the Super Bowl.
I mean, I will say this.
Except the league still hates us.
Sure.
That fucking... Go ahead. I'll save it.
Was it where the Titans were better than I thought that they would be? And...
Well, I mean, think about it. They were in the AFC Championship game a couple of years ago, weren't they?
Yeah, but they've had a lot of, change and turnover and player personnel as well as front office.
Yeah, I knew that.
But
that defensive line...
I still, yeah, exactly. It's like, but that's the thing is, I think at some point this year, the Titans are going to have a serious conversation about, do you try one of your two young guns?
Yeah, because Tannehill threw, 4 interceptions?
Yeah, and he can't move. I mean, he's like Breeze at the end. Like, he can't move more than 2 steps.
And the thing is, if they're playing a team that's going to shut their running game down, even though the Saints only ran for 69 yards, but that's to be expected without Alvin
or any of our main starting guys.
Oh, yeah, because the other guy sat out, too.
Yeah.
Keandre Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sat out, too. So we were down to our third.
Right.
Whatever.
Which is fine. It's like, put more onus on Carr.
They tried. They kept at it. They just...
Well, and the fact, and that's what that clip, I think, showed, like, when he's calling the play on the sideline, or saying, like, we need to try this. And then he gets out there and he's the main cheerleader of the whole thing. Is like you need to put him in scenarios like that so that he can show that he is the offensive leader of that team.
He played one series in the preseason with his team.
Yeah.
With the first team. One fucking series.
With everyone there and everybody healthy.
Correct.
So.
I mean, we're talking Alvin Kamara and Keandre. But so yeah, this was his first game action, and we got down into the fucking 10-yard line. We must have run 8 plays at least.
Sure. And then you have
That's why Pete Carmichael.
I got your house thing going now.
Pete Carmichael. You've got Jimmy Graham, and I know he's third on the depth chart, but you can put 2 tight ends out there.
Sure.
And Michael Thomas, and you mean to tell me you can't get 5 fucking yards? They're cheat codes. It's like basketball. You drive your 5 yards and then turn around and catch the football.
Well, I think I don't want to go out there, but I would say
yeah, we will.
Well, no, I'd say Loomis and Miss Benson need to be that would be my thing this year. Is it seems like Dennis Allen is getting a hang finally of actually like
managing a football game.
Right.
Yeah.
And so if your offense isn't going to match your defense, and that's not Dennis Allen's forte anyway.
No.
That falls on Carmichael. So
and it's not like the pieces sans pinning on the offensive line, because that fucking kid.
Well, he's only going to get better.
Let's hope so. I mean, that was his first regular season game.
Yeah.
I mean, he got in a fight last year at training camp.
And then like broke his
then like
every muscle in his leg.
Yeah, exactly. His leg fell off. They had to replace it. But he was getting wore out on that end. Fuck. But other than that, yeah, good team.
Yeah.
You know who's not going to play this year?
A-Aron. I was going to say, speaking of leg falling off.
Yeah, who's not playing this year and may not play ever again.
I hate to laugh, but...
So do I. I mean, I feel terrible for the guy. Maybe he'll go to a yurt and eat some peyote and come back better.
Yeah.
But he's, 39 now?
Yeah. I mean, is he that old? Jesus.
I think so.
Good God.
I mean...
I remember when the fucker was drafted. That makes me feel... And I'm not that much older, but...
A-Aron.
But and I can't even say it, like, I don't feel bad for... I mean, you should feel bad for Jets fans.
39 years old.
Yeah.
No, I don't feel bad for Jets fans.
No, you're not. You're not coming back 100% from that.
No. Like, that's... Especially the way he needs to move around and manipulate the pocket.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, I have... Like we were saying off mic, where it's just the circumstance is what makes it humorous. Is he fucking shits on Green Bay to get out of there, gets the big contract, and the Jets are like, our saviors here. And
the Jets went out and bought a whole bunch of pieces around it.
Except apparently pieces on the offensive line that could block.
That can block. And
I mean,
they were like, "Wait, man, they won in Green Bay like that."
Yeah, but I mean, that's just like just karma going. Hold my beer. Hang on, like
he's like, "I don't believe in doctors. That vaccine shit. Oh God, I need a doctor." My Achilles exploded, snapped like a rubber band.
Maybe. Well, we'll get to it later.
I hope you all the best, and I really do hope you come back. And
don't go to Paul Pogba's doctor though.
Yeah, seriously, and don't send any pictures of your junk like Brett Favre.
Yeah. Keep your mind sharp.
Yurts.
Don't fall into that.
Yurts.
That
Speaking
mode.
of Pogba, We'll get to him.
I was going to say, yeah. We're not there yet.
I wanted to be.
I mean...
So, no. Back to the NFL.
Yeah, since we're doing NFL hodgepodge right now.
Let's
start with the...
I don't know what's going on there.
My favorite part about the Chiefs game is not that the Chiefs lost, but all the shit posting they did before the game.
And then after the game, they were like, oh, it doesn't matter. We didn't have, like, our 2 best players.
Yeah. Well, and then you got fucking Mike Tirico live on television saying there's an asterisk because Kelsey's out there. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Their best defensive player wasn't out there.
Yeah, okay. But that's...
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, that's half the teams in the NFL you could say... I mean, so is any loss that the Saints take right now an asterisk and we should get it back because Kamara's on suspension? Like, that's fucking bullshit.
No, eat a dick. But here's the funny thing. The Chiefs, the Bengals, and the Bills, considered the powerhouse of the AFC, all lost week 1. And I know it's early. Don't care.
No, but I mean, that's a huge moral win for Cleveland.
Yeah, and they did it in dominating fashion.
Yeah, they spanked them. Like, that's a...
They slowly lubed it up and stuck it in. Sorry.
They felt pain and then pleasure.
I can't believe that old man did that. We can make fun of the Giants.
Of course.
Because that was a super fun game. Or the Steelers. Because fuck both of those teams. And I used to be a Steelers fan. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I was a Jerome Bettis fan.
Sure.
And then a Troy Polamalu fan.
Yeah.
Polamalu?
Yeah.
I own both of their jerseys.
Sure.
Still love the Saints, but still. Fuck Pittsburgh. Terry Bradshaw. Franco Harris.
I guess that's my last holdover from being a Titans fan growing up in a lapse of judgment for many years. But then,
you just didn't know any better at that point.
No, I didn't. And speaking of things aging poorly, I had like a post from like 10 years ago on Facebook, share your memory, and it was like, sorry Saints fans, not jumping on the bandwagon, and then look at me,
aged well,
not very well.
Who cares? Tennessee's
but then
good. So 40-0.
And there was like tons of other stats. Like no team has done that. Like was it 7 interceptions?
Yeah, it was. They hit all of the high marks for a season
for the New York Football Giants
in one game. They have a really bad football team.
Yeah.
Now watch them rattle off 10 games in a row, but they are bad.
Well, and then, I mean, unless their point was let's give Cowboy fans hope.
Yeah, well, we all know what
they're all like, this is the year.
I don't. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. The whole they've got the best defense in the. It could be historically good. Okay, let's pump the brakes here.
Well, if people are saying that, it's not going to happen.
They played the Giants.
Yeah.
I don't care. They're still the Cowboys. The Packers went to Chicago and were like, we still own you, even without Aaron Rodgers.
I sent a meme to my buddy, and it was a Scooby-Doo meme, and it was like the Bears, and then Brad pulls off the hood, and it's the White Sox, and like knew it was you the whole time. Like,
they just can't catch a break.
No, tough times in the Windy City.
Wow. You know what? They should
hopefully the Cubs can give them a little bit.
They could just keep adding on to that spaceship that they're doing. Fuck.
But like, unfortunately for Chicago, I mean, the Cubs are your bright spot. Again, I don't know how the Bulls are going to be this year, but like the Blackhawks are still in free fall.
The White Sox are the White Sox. But the Bulls would be it.
Yeah.
For the Cubs.
And the Cubs might get. We want to take this time to thank you for supporting the Pulpery Podcast. We are available on all podcast platforms, so please follow us and turn on the downloads. You can always delete them later. If audio is not your thing, we are on YouTube. Check out our page and hit the subscribe button, like our episodes, and share with all your friends. Follow us on all the socials for our latest content, and additional takes on the latest stories and news. If you need a change for your taste buds, go to thegdsauce.com and change the way you think about the way you eat. From their signature goddamn sauce to their ghost pepper sauce, they have everything you need to rethink condiments. Help support an independent business by getting rid of your same old condiments and boss up with the goddamn sauces.
Voodoo witch doctor or something.
Which is weird. I mean, he's like Muslim, he's vegan, and you go these weird. He's got some bad people around him. I think
that's exactly what it is.
That's got to be what it is.
Paul Pogba, we're talking about.
Yeah.
Because he's hurt again. He played.
I mean, he should be solidifying himself as one of the greatest midfielders of all time.
Yeah, he should have won a Ballon d'Or by now.
Yeah.
That's how good he is. He just can't. You know, the only time he stayed healthy?
The World Cup?
No, when he was at Juventus as a kid.
Yeah.
He went back to Manchester United and all hell broke loose.
And they fucked him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because his people told him you need to chase the money instead of staying at Juventus.
Where he would have been a god for the rest of his life.
He was part of one of the greatest midfields with... You had Marquisio, Pogba, Pirlo, and Arturo Vidal in the midfield.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was fucking... good look. Well,
just him and Pirlo working off of each other would have been
and then you got Marquisio
fun
in there.
To see, yeah.
And then Arturo Vidal, who is a psychopath. He likes to crash fucking Ferraris while drinking. Like, that's him. So, yeah, that midfield was... God, I want to cry. We made 2 Champions League finals. Okay. But anyways, this kid, although I guess he's not a kid anymore.
No, I mean, he's...
29-ish.
I thought he was in his 30s.
I don't know. Who knows? I'll look
yeah.
while I continue to not shit on him. So now he's hurt. He's supposed to be rehabbing. It's the international break, and he allegedly tested positive for testosterone is the only thing.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make any sense because normally they get into like the minutia of the actual drug that they found, like they do with their muscle injuries, because it's not just his thigh hurts, it's the medical term, but it was just testosterone,
which would explain his defense at this point. I mean, there's a million different things that you can take that would
supplement, especially being hurt all the time, right? Yes.
Yeah, any protein powder from GNC is going to have some testosterone.
Exactly. So
I mean, maybe Frank Thomas gave some of his own personal stash because the ladies like it.
What is that shit called? Metabolife?
Yeah, something. Yeah,
matter. It's like horse.
I mean, that's what got Victor Conti in the game, was selling vitamins and proteins that had, that GNC said, oh, that's fine for you to have, endodestrone, or I mispronounced that,
but whatever.
Yeah.
At any rate, so now Juventus jumping at the opportunity
to wipe that slate clean.
Exactly. Like, I wish Stanton would, for the Yankees, would, I don't know, get caught embezzling money or something. I don't know. Like, just...
Well, I mean, Royds would cancel out his contract, too.
Harboring a fugitive from Brazil. What about the guy in Philadelphia who escaped from prison? What if he was harboring him? Then we could void his contract.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay. So at any rate, Pogba clearly violated an issue, so we can terminate that contract. And then the kid's looking at a 3-year ban.
Yeah.
See, perfect scenario is Juventus just terminates his contract because that's what they want to do, and he takes the year off and comes to the MLS.
Sure.
You know how many tickets...
Well, let me ask this: does FIFA have jurisdiction over MLS?
I mean, FIFA's the governing body of football across the globe. I don't know if UEFA would suspend him or if FIFA would.
Yeah, because I think if it was a UEFA one, he could still come over to the MLS.
Yeah, and that's what...
Although, the Saudis are going to throw a shit ton of money at him anyways.
They already have, though.
Yeah.
They did. Pogba was like, eat dicks.
No, he'd probably go to Miami if they have any money left.
But he would go. He would work fine in one of the big cities.
That was like New York, Chicago,
Boston,
Philly.
Chicago, any one of those. Except he's French, so too bad New Orleans doesn't have. He can go play in Canada for Montreal.
Yeah, that's right. Montreal does have a team.
Yeah. Sebastian Giovinco still plays up there.
Yeah, but he likes
Bernardeschi.
beaches and warm weather.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be around French.
The Galaxy would probably pay a shit ton of money for him just to even get a whiff of the top of the standings again. They haven't been there since
team?
The Galaxy. No. I just said the Galaxy.
LAFC.
LAFC, but they're like second in the Western Division.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And the Galaxy's been around longer.
Yeah.
Poor guys. They could use a good pick-me-up.
But your boy's on LAFC.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
That would be Giorgio Chiellini.
Yeah.
Real quick before we move on. Another thing surrounding Juventus is, Bonucci signed for a German team who happens to be in the Champions League. Which is kind of
imagine that. Yeah.
But now he is suing Juventus for lost wages and for ruining his reputation.
His marketability.
Yeah, thank you. That's the word I was looking. Yes.
Well,
how amazing is that?
And I was going to come back on this with the Pogba deal too. Is it would be one thing if you had solid ownership at this point.
Yep,
but with the Agnelli's trying to get out from under it because
I don't think they are, and they've owned that football club since its inception.
Well, I mean, the grandfather's ghost just has to emerge and being like, "What the fuck are you doing?" But the fact that it's even out there that they're looking for buyers, like, would explain why they want to cancel Pogba's contract, why they're
what do you do?
They're trying to pass that on to somebody else so they deal with the lawsuits.
Yeah, you lower cost, you get rid of all the fat, all that other shit.
Yeah.
Then you sell.
But yeah, where they say it's a financial drain, and it cost them. They went from $39 billion to $38.5 billion.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm so.
Oh my God, they lost so much money.
Yeah. Well, that is a lot of money, but.
Yeah, to us, that is a shit ton of money.
For them, it's 2 tears in a bucket.
Yeah, it's like 1% of their whatever.
Ooh.
All right, so we'll get to college football real quick. Only because it's only week 2 and Alabama has lost. So that's fun.
Tough times in the SEC West.
Tough times indeed. Although, she dropped 72 on Grambling.
That's where Brian Kelly makes it up on the meaningless
games.
Fuck
that guy. Yep. You mean when, like we were saying, when talent just wins, as opposed to, coaching, scheming.
Well, the funny thing is this is the second upset in 2 weeks in which a former Notre Dame coach is involved.
And now both of those 2 teams are in the top 5.
No. I'm talking about, so Alabama has the old offensive coordinator of Notre Dame from last year.
I thought you were talking about on Florida State and Texas.
No.
Yeah, and we've got, unfortunately, Brian Kelly.
Right. So you have our former head coach from 2 years ago. Alabama has our offensive coordinator from last year who drove Notre Dame fans crazy because he wasn't aggressive enough. And
well, that's probably why Saban loved him.
Yeah.
Conservative. Let's just move the ball down the field.
And I will say this. There's play calling, but also if the players you recruited don't execute. I'm not totally defending Tommy Rees, but at the same time, you're just going like, that's the reason you make the jump from Notre Dame to Alabama. Is like, I'm going to be working with like the best.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
then granted, you run. The thing on Twitter was it would be like a 2nd and long, and they're running it up the gut. Like,
yes, there you go.
That's Tommy Rees play calling for you.
That is, yep.
And that
is not going to work.
And this will be the only thing I say about Notre Dame. But
it's
that's
funny,
the benefit.
All those Big Ten guys.
Yeah.
Go ahead, because Les Miles was like that.
We have a team right now. If we do run it on 2nd and long, we have. I always want to say Esteem, but I think it's Estime. But like that dude's big and he can barrel through. But we also now have a good quarterback that can be second and long. I'll throw a slant,
pass.
or I'll do a slant or a curl, and we got the first down. Now let's move on up.
God, imagine if the Saints did that with Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
And call Michael, you fucking douche.
Right.
So, Georgia, as you were, Michigan is not as good as they are.
Well, and that's still with Harbaugh under suspension too. So
I don't think they're that good.
He could come in and fuck things up, or he comes in and they do that.
What is USC doing that high up?
They finally, after they were just completely ruined, once again after Lane Kiffin and stuff like that.
Yeah, that.
It's taken them this long to get their recruitment back up, and
so now they're back up there again, and it'll change because they're changing conferences too.
Right.
Which means more money.
Which is same with USC and Texas. This is their last year in their original conferences, and they're going to be.
Texas is getting the next Manning. Yeah. Is that next year?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he started, I think, this past fall already going back and forth.
But they don't for instance, Texas, and no offense to Mizzou, but they don't want to be like Mizzou entering in the SEC, and everybody's like a wet blanket. Even though they won the SEC East that year, but it was still but that was when the East was weak. Now the East is,
and I can't
that's where your powerhouses
still
are
in the East, Mizzou. But
because A&M came in at the same time, so. They're going to keep doing that unless they do a whole realignment within the conference.
They will.
But
they have to. As long as they keep the traditional matchups. But they were going away from that anyway.
Yeah. But I think this year, this is going to be... It's going to be like those rotating gifts that you see about Premier League up and down, up and down.
Yep.
All this shit's going to change. I mean, Georgia will probably stay up top. I haven't looked at their schedule, but I don't know how many.
Doesn't Michigan play Florida State no matter what every single year?
I don't. I mean, no, they don't have to. Now Notre Dame's not playing Florida State this year, but Notre Dame is playing USC.
They always do. That'll.
So if Notre Dame can stay performing where they're at,
and Texas doesn't.
They got to go up against USC. The other,
where the fuck is Oklahoma?
They're out. I think
they're 19.
Miami's made it in to the top 25.
They've been slowly climbing.
About time. I mean, they
got
the money.
Them forever. Right, exactly. They've got the money, but nobody wants to go to Florida anymore.
Washington again.
The state of Florida.
Washington's going on a big push because they're moving conferences next year. So,
I'm telling you the way.
And then like we talked about last week, the whole portal window is changing that because now you could be a top recruit.
There are no small teams in there like the Utahs or the Baylors or the Fresno States. Yeah. There's Washington State maybe.
Oh wait, no, Oklahoma's 19. I'm gonna say when we talk about they're out.
So, but yeah, if this shit keeps going with the Power 4 conferences, because that's what it is now.
Yeah.
They just got to go realignment. And you're right, the transfer portal changes everything.
Yeah. Which, I mean, as of right now, I mean, if it weren't for the transfer portal, Colorado would not be in the top.
Or Florida State.
20. Yeah.
Because they got...
Or Notre Dame, for that matter.
Who did LSU get? I mean, our quarterback, but I think that was before the...
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. What we're saying is every team has them.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see if Penn State got a lot of pickups too. But they've been building for a while.
But teams like Ohio State or Alabama that have backup quarterbacks, they can go anywhere else and start.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Like we said, Tom Brady's got to be going motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck.
The following Pulpery podcast is brought to you by The Goddamn Sauce. Go to thegdsauce.com for details to order all the sauces to replace your ordinary condiments. Pulper is a privately produced podcast by Brock Ryder and Ben Grimmie. On social media and photography by Beck Ryder. Original music by the Heisenberg Compensators.